is a quick start guide on the for the consolidated sterilizer or autoclave. It goes step by step with everything that I'm telling you. I'm obviously going to give you a little more information, but this will get you going. A gravity cycle is for trash, anything that isn't liquid. Anything that is liquid has to go into an autoclavable bin, always, always, always. And always autoclavable. You can't go to Walmart and just buy a bin and stick it in there because it'll cost thousands of dollars worth of damage. It'll melt, it'll get into the drain system, and it's a mess. So, but always with liquids, because liquids can expand and overflow. So, and also never do liquids on a gravity cycle, because a gravity cycle is a fast exhaust, where a liquid cycle is a controlled exhaust. Okay, if you do a fast exhaust with the liquids, more than likely it's going to boil over. Okay. But this is your drain fitting. Okay, try to get out because it's hot. It only goes in finger tight, even though it has the pieces on it for the it has a hex head on it, but you don't want to tighten it in. You see the little holes? See the holes? That's what allows it to drain. But if this fills up with garbage, what happens is that the sterilizer won't reach temperature. So you just clean it out. Sometimes I use a little brush. I have a little brush that goes inside there. You can pick it up at Lowe's. Okay, we're going to put this back in. And you just want to go finger tight. You don't want to, like I said, you don't want to tighten it with a screwdriver. The slots in it are not for a screwdriver. The slots are to let liquid in. Next thing you would do is inspect the gasket. Make sure everything looks good. And then you just turn on the machine. Takes about a minute to 2 minutes to load the programming. Okay, here you go. You can see what it's saying. There was a power interruption. Press here to continue. So now it's going to ask you this immediately. And what it does is it wants you to acknowledge when the jacket pressure is up to 20. And you can't run anything until it is. So once the jacket pressure is up to 20, you hit acknowledge. Okay. On the settings, you have two different types of runs. You have a gravity run or a liquid run. In the gravity run, you press gravity. The temperature you never change. Nobody changes the temperature. The 121, that never gets changed. What does get changed is time. You don't have to worry about pressure because the machine calculates that itself. It knows that it's going to run a chamber of around 18 psi for 121 degrees Celsius. So what we'll do is we'll do a practice run. I'll do a 1 minute run. Okay, we're going to run this cycle. So what we want to do is close this handle there. That locks the splines in place. Then we're going to close the door, kind of like a big safe. Now we don't want to do this too tight. This mechanism costs $1,000. It's just brass. It's very easy to break. So, two things: you don't want to tighten it too far, and you don't want to open it with pressure in the chamber, ever. This is a safety. The only thing that keeps us from being a bomb is the safeties. Now it's very simple. We go back to main menu because we've set our run for a gravity run, and what we do is hit run cycle. Okay, what it's going to do now is a 60-minute conditioning. What it's doing is it's just dumping steam through the chamber and out the drain just to condition the chamber to bring it up to temperature. You'll notice I've got pressure in the chamber, and you can see where it's pulling pressure from the jacket. As soon as the conditioning is done, you'll notice the temperature really start going up until it hits 121. This could take a minute or two. Got to get up to 121. Now, while this is coming up to temperature, you never want to leave the machine until you see this in sterilization. The reason being, if you hear any leaks around the door, just tighten it a little, just a little bit, to make sure that you got a good seal. And now it's in sterilization. Okay, now it's exhausting. And the reason it's counting down the exhaust is because I put it on a dry cycle. It actually says dry. Now, the reason you see it's holding, the reason it's holding is that it's not down to the proper pressure. It does not want you to open this door until it is. It will tell you by beeping, and it'll say it's over. When you're done, you just open the door. There's your completion. And take out whatever it is you have in there. The liquid cycle is exactly the same, and we'll show you that in just a second. I won't run the liquid cycle because it takes so long to exhaust. If you're doing a 30-minute liquid cycle, give yourself at least an hour. It'll take 30-minute sterilization once it gets to sterilization, and then it'll do a 10-minute cool down. Okay, if you're doing liquid, you do the same thing. You go to liquid, you set time. That's all you would set is time. And then you hit go. It gives you the time and date. It tells you what point the machine is in. It goes to conditioning, then it's waiting for temperature, then it's sterilizing, and it sterilizes all the way up to a time where it hits exhaust. It exhausts and then tells you the cycle's over. Now, if at any time you have an emergency, there's a huge steam leak, there's anything like that, there's an abort button right here. All you have to do is press abort. It will follow its normal evacuation procedure. If it's gravity, it'll open up the dump valve, it'll evacuate the system quickly. If it is a liquid cycle, it will not. It will do a controlled evacuation. Also, because of new regulations, liquid cycles all have a cool down. When people are running a liquid cycle, give yourself enough time. People have been coming in and not liking the amount of time that it takes. A lot of people, what they've been starting to do, because they don't like to wait for the cool down, which is another 10 minutes, so they abort the cycle and it confuses the machine. It's not a good thing to do. Please tell everybody, do not do that. Some people are using these bags. These bags are only for the trash to go into the box to ship out. This is the autoclavable bag. It's a little confusing because they're both red, but this one is obviously thicker. It's probably 2 mil versus a millimeter. If you use that bag, you can see what it does. It sticks to the sides of the autoclave, and that makes it very difficult to clean. Anytime you're running the autoclave, it's imperative that you sign the autoclave log. We need to know every time it's run, it's imperative. We need to know if it's a gravity or a liquid, as you can see. We need to know the time. We need to know the operator and any items or notes. Okay, you also need to do spore tests. The spore tests are done monthly, every 30 days. It needs to run 45 minutes in gravity. If the machine is not sterilizing or can't reach proper pressure, it will abort itself.